religious beliefs and spiritual learnings, he realised that meditation had very beneficial effects. So he started to meditate.
Yeah.
And he meditated for hours at a time. Now, I'm not suggesting that anybody should do, that amount of meditating. Of course you can if you've got the time. But over a period of time, he realised that he was able to cure himself. And that was actually by letting go a lot of the negativity that had been captured, literally, suppressed in his body.
Yeah. So he was very inspiring. Very inspiring.
Yeah. So basically, himself and a number of people put money together. I don't know whether they campaigned for money or whether it was all just volunteers, that they bought a plot of land and then they built this beautiful sanctuary where people can go who either suffer from cancer or getting over from cancer,
yeah.
And relatives and friends who have been in the midst dealing with cancer. And there's different courses that you can do to help change that. And there's one specific story. I can't mention the lady's name because that wouldn't be nice, but there was one particular lady who went several years ago who had bowel cancer. And it was that advanced that they said she probably had about 3 months to live.
Wow.
Now, the story goes that she wasn't very happy about her life, and during the meditation she realised there were a lot of things she'd held on to for years, which was a lot of frustration and resentment about her then husband and other things that had happened in her lifetime. So cut a long story short, she went back and decided that she was going to leave her husband. They got divorced, she bought a new place, and obviously she lived more than 3 months and finally was free of cancer.
Wow. That is amazing.
So we're not saying that meditation cures. We're saying that get rid of the things that are causing you to be unhappy, unhealthy, and long-term illness can be associated with holding on to that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that really famous story of that Stamatis Moriartis from Ikaria in Greece.
Oh, I love this story.
Yeah, he was living in California in the U.S. and he was diagnosed with lung cancer. So having pretty much the death knell banging away in the background, he just thought, well, you know what, I'm going to go back to my island home of Ikaria in Greece. And he did that. He immersed himself back into the simple life that he knew, just surrounded by his friends and wine, good food, working in the garden, just really sort of relaxing days. And he found his happiness, which is what we were talking about before. This is where, obviously living in the States, his life had changed. He wasn't happy and there was always something missing. So when he's gone back into this space, bringing the illness with him, but guess what? It disappeared.
Wow.
Yeah. Within about 12 months, he was completely cancer-free. So there's a really good example of mysterious, but mind over matter. He just wasn't ready to go.
Yeah.
And he wanted to go back to a place where he was happy. He did that, and he actually cured himself just by having good, wholesome foods, and there was no poisons in his body anymore, and he was just surrounded by love. Unconditional love of his family and his friends, and he was happy.
Wow. It's amazing, really, isn't it? Until, things like that are hugely important, and it just shows that it's so possible to cure yourself of some of these awful diseases by letting go.
Yeah.
And I'd encourage any of you that are listening, to send me or Claudia some of your stories about anything that you might have that is relevant to the topic that we've talked about today.
Yep, absolutely.
And I'm sure that there will have been people in the past that you were in a relationship with or connected with that you had this mysterious illness.
Or you know someone, you know a story.
And the relationship was toxic and it wasn't going anywhere. And as soon as you separated, as soon as you stopped seeing each other, whether it was a female friend or a partner or a husband or a wife or, just somebody that you work with, that as soon as you let go of that somehow or other the affliction or whatever it was that you were dealing with went.
Yep, disappeared.
Yeah. So we'd like to encourage you at any time to come, come to us with your stories. We'd love you to email.
And where are they going to find us?
We are on the Numinous Factor on Facebook.
Yep.
And we have got obviously Spotify and YouTube with Numinous Factor.
And can they email us?
They can, and they can email us at which one?
The Numinous Factor at hotmail.com. There's lots of ways you can get in touch with us. I think we might wrap it up for today.
Okay, I was just going to say that we've got some good topics to look forward to.
In the coming weeks, absolutely. We've got reincarnation coming up. We're going to talk about orbs, I think, next week.
Yes. Oh, brilliant.
Oh, it's going to be exciting.
Yes. So
now, we do have a quote for the day.
And this is, happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It solely relies on what you think.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to set your personal goals and your vision board. And we'll talk about it next week.
Absolutely. Until next week, guys. Namaste. Namago.